Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Whispers in the Woods, a podcast where three friends deep dive into the dark corners of the horror world. We'll be reviewing cult classics, new releases, and everything in between. This podcast will be your fix for all things horror.
Yes, it will.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Cool. I'm Emily. I'm going to be one of your podcast hosts, and a little bit about me is when I was very young, I got into horror. Me and my dad would watch horror movies every Friday for a little program AMC had called Friday Frightmare. And yeah, there'd be a horror movie every week, and I was pretty scared at first, but then I just became obsessed, and now I am a horror movie director / writer, and yeah, I'm obsessed with everything horror.
As you should be. My name is Tom. Likewise, I am a horror writer and director. I'd say my earliest horror memory comes from seeing a clip from Evil Dead 2 on TV when I was maybe like 6 or 7 and just being like completely astounded by it. I saw, a guy with a gigantic chin putting his boot on the neck of like this dead-eyed creature and blowing its head up, and I needed to see more, but I never got the title of it, unfortunately. And it wasn't until like several years later when I managed to see it in like a showcase in some museum on horror movies that I realized what it was, where I could find it, and after watching it, I just got way into B horror. I've never stopped loving and watching B horror. That's kind of my main love.
And my name is Devin. I too am an emerging horror filmmaker and director. And yeah, my love for horror came later. I was very, very scared of a lot of things. And some of these movies on the list today are reasons why I was very scared of horror. So having to face them again was a bit of a challenge.
Or for the first time.
For the first time, some of them. And but some of my early horror memories would be like on YTV and Teletoon. All those really creepy 90s
the late night
kid
movies too, right?
Yeah, late night movies and
Yeah.
just creepy kid shows like Tales from the Crypt Keeper. It happened to a friend of mine. Everything was just so spooky in the 90s and early 2000s.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Are you afraid of the dark? The
Goosebumps.
scariest goosebumps. Like
Oh,
honestly, spooky ooky children's shows, and then no spoilers, but some of these movies on the list are my love and fear.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to start out by talking about some horror movie news, just news in the horror genre. I guess I will start by talking about a big thing that just happened in at least a horror-adjacent property. Stranger Things just wrapped up.
Yes.
Yeah.
The pseudo-horror Netflix show that started in 2016 just finally wrapped up just a couple days ago as of recording. It's big news.
Yeah. I'll just say I think it should have ended a little while ago, but that's just my personal opinion. Did you guys watch all of it?
Oh,
I
we
haven't
saw it
seen
in
the
theaters.
very last episode.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
we went to the theater to watch
Devin
it.
and I went to see it at the Park Theater just a couple days ago, and it was actually a really great on-screen experience. And
Yeah.
it's something that's been around with me since I was 13, 14, so it's really nice to actually be there with it when it wraps up as well. And I just gotta say, I liked it. I liked the.
I
the
really
ending
liked
as well.
the finale.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you like the whole 5th season?
Dead air.
Like crickets?
It kind of started rough, but then I thought it
Yeah.
really picked up. Like, on the whole, I really do love that show.
Me too.
And it's another kind of example of gateway horror for me. And I'm sure it has been for a lot of other people too. So, we got to give it, the props for bringing more people to the genre.
Yeah, I mean, the first season for me, I think, is one of the best TV series seasons, like, ever.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't imagine somebody watching the pilot and not caring. And being like, whatever. Maybe Will gets found, maybe not. I don't care.
Like, come on, little cute kids fighting monsters.
Yeah.
There's just so much mystery and potential. Did they always live up to the potential? Like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
But I still am, on the whole, a big fan of that show. And now it's done. It's wrapped up.
Yeah. I really do love Stranger Things. And season 3, I know not everybody does, but I love a big mall blockbuster moment. Summer mall. I really, really like that. And then Jamie Campbell Bower deserves all of the awards for his acting because...
Oh my goodness, Jamie Campbell Bower's eyebrow should win an Oscar.
It really should.
Yes, he's incredible in that final season.
Some people were saying that the last episode is not satisfying for the build-up of all the other seasons. How do you guys feel about that?
It's not where I saw it going. That much I will say. I don't know what I thought it was. And I guess spoil. Like, I don't know if we're going to spoil anything.
I would say no spoilers.
No spoilers.
I haven't
so
seen
fresh,
it.
Okay, so no spoilers. So, like, from the setup of season 1, for my opinion, like, I rewatched just the first episode after concluding everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I didn't see it going there, but then they didn't really forget or leave anything out, and they went back and addressed some of the things from earlier seasons. So I'm like, it does make it all make sense in the end, but it's definitely not where I saw it going. And then I got so teary-eyed throughout the entire episode movie. I don't know, because it is a movie.
And a long one.
How long was it?
2 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I would feel it's kind of like the Fast and Furious franchise,
Whoa.
where it started at this one point, and you cannot imagine it ending up where it ended up. Like, watching, say, I haven't even seen any of those movies, but watch Fast and Furious 1, watch Fast and Furious 10, it's from an entirely different franchise at that point, basically. That's how I would say Stranger Things has gone as well. Like, the final season, I think, is a really good follow-up to the 4th season, when they finally started to give some, like, concrete direction for where the series was going to go, because I don't think they had a plan back in season 1. That's at least how I felt about it.
And it was a different plan, too.
Yeah, if they had a plan, it was a different one, for sure. Is there any other, like, big horror news this week, or has it been kind of a slow week in the start of the new year?
I mean, as far as big horror news, I don't really think so. I mean, there's movies that are coming out.
Yeah, there's lots of movies.
What's
The
something
Bone Temple.
Temple of Bones.
28 years later, the new one.
Right, I've heard, okay, here is some news. I've heard that Cillian Murphy is in talks to star in the 3rd one.
Oh, he's confirmed for the
Confirmed now? Okay, cool.
Yes.
There's been an update. That's wonderful. That's, I think, what that series needs.
I think the only reason I'm going to go see the second one is because apparently he is at the end of the second one.
Okay.
And I just need to see him again as Jim. I love
fair.
28 Days Later so much.
He's going to have his moment of stepping out of the shadows, and then it'll say Jim will return in 28 years later, 3.
Exactly.
Something else. Yeah.
Because, yeah, that comes out January 16th.
Yep.
Okay, that's soon.
Temple of Bones.
Okay, we'll definitely have to go do an episode on it then.
For sure.
I'll have to go watch all of the other ones before.
Have you seen 28 Days Later?
I'm really scared of zombies.
Okay.
I can relate. I can
Well,
seriously
in that
relate,
movie,
yeah.
they are the scariest. So...
Yeah, exactly. This is why I've been avoiding. I'm like, these aren't the slow zombies.
Oh no, these are the
But Devin,
speedy
there's
guys.
such a beautiful man in it that will just distract you. And
I
it's
hope so, but I
okay.
can see him in so many other movies.
You're talking about Jeremy Renner in the second one, right?
Absolutely not. But
And I haven't seen the second one, so I'll have a few movies to rewatch.
What I've
before
seen
we
is
get to
the
that.
trailers and how each one is so true to the decade that it came out in. It's
Yes.
like,
Oh, yeah,
oh
for
my
sure.
god, yep,
that's very
that's
real.
accurate.
I feel like 28 Weeks definitely had the trailer voice guy. Am I
In
right?
the world,
Yes.
yes, it did.
Okay, wonderful.
I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, where is he?
Where did he
He
die?
passed away.
He passed
Oh,
away.
Yeah.
What was
Oh,
his name?
this is
I don't
sad.
remember what his name was, but he did pass away. Here, let me look it up right now.
Sure. I mean, like, he was around for decades, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like,
oh my gosh, September 1st, 2008 is when he passed away.
Wow.
His name was Donald Leroy Lafontaine.
Wow.
I'm so glad that you looked that up, because if you gave me the responsibility of pronouncing his name, it would not have gone well.
Either of us, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense. He was alive from August 26, 1940 to September 1st, 2008.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's true, because after 2008,
Right,
the
yeah,
voice
they
went away.
changed it up. They
Aw.
did.
Yeah.
I think maybe 2008 was when the Inception
the
was introduced.
came.
So-
And taiko drums.
And the drums. Yeah, so out with the awesome voice and in with
Yeah.
Hey, when did that violin come in? You know, the ding.
Oh, strings?
Yeah.
Probably the 60s with Alfred Hitchcock.
Well, no,
You
but
mean in
like
trailers?
Oh, in
in
trailers.
trailers, the
Mhm.
more modern like horror
The
movie.
Witch. I would say it'd be A24's The Witch.
Okay, so
What
like,
about like taking a pop song and then making it like dramatic and echoey and
Oh,
weird?
yeah.
you
What
know?
was the first one? Was that Get Out that did that first?
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Well, I
you're right.
remember like the Batman did a Nirvana song, and they like made it all. Like,
Yeah, moody, totally.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
in the way.
I mean, it already was a moody song.
Right, like they made it
Yeah.
moodier,
Moodier.
which is impressive.
That movie is the moodiest
It's
And
so
that
good.
Batman is the moodiest also.
for sure.
Emo?
He's an edgelord.
I love my edgelord Batman though. And I love that you can kind of laugh at him for being so edgy and listening to Nirvana.
You just don't understand me, guys.
Mhm.
The Batman.
What else is coming out? Okay, something I gotta talk about. The new Silent Hill.
Yes.
I know some people are like kind of poo-pooing on it, but I am so excited because it's the original director of the first one that came out, and I
Yeah,
love
the
that
movie we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Yes, Silent Hill. So that's January 28th.
Okay, where's the marketing? Where is it?
Yeah.
That is my question.
I'm
really.
confused because
Yeah.
that's like in 3 weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
What's our story, Emily?
I mean, our story for me is just low-key me at the gym motivating myself to do the things I want to do in life. And I was like, you know what? I need to start a podcast. And what do I know best? Horror movies. So let me grab people that know horror movies as well as me, and that is Tom and Devin.
Thank you.
So
Honored.
I hit up
It's the
Tom.
one thing I know.
Yes. Yes, and I'm proud, honestly. Yeah, so I hit up Tom and I was like, hey, how do you guys feel about doing a podcast? And he seemed very excited about it and said yes. And
Well, like every early 20s man out there, I need a podcast. So here's
Exactly.
my in to start my own. And like I mentioned earlier, I know nothing in this life except for horror trivia. So great opportunity, and I was so happy to jump on it.
yeah, actually, it was after we did the horror trivia night.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
And again, which we crushed at. Only got one thing wrong, but we actually got it right, but we second guessed ourselves.
We won.
So we won. We won.
Yeah, won pretty
Rue
good.
Morgue magazines, which I'm very grateful
That was
for.
a very good prize.
And it was a very good night.
Yes, it
and now we're here.
Now we're here talking to you fine horror folk.
And what are we talking about today?
Today, the theme is the scariest movies we have seen.
Yep, coming out of the gate strong to make ourselves very scared over this week, watching a bunch of horror movies that really get under our skin. And we're going to justify why we think these are the scariest of all time. Also, I would consider, I'll just bring this up, this is probably part one of the scariest horror movies, because even after I'd chosen mine and rewatched them, I just kept thinking of other ones.
Me too.
Yeah,
Same.
so, I'm imagining people will be screaming at us through
Yeah.
their phones and be like, what about this one?
Or it's like, what are they talking about
Please.
even?
In the future, leave in the comments suggestions you might have so we could watch them
Yeah,
and
totally.
review them.
Totally. So these are just the ones that, rose to mind to begin
Exactly.
with. Yeah, exactly. Emily, did you want to start with your first horror movie?
I could, yeah. So, all right, we're gonna start off with a controversial one because people either love this movie or they hate it. I am talking about Kyle Edward Ball's Skinamarink.
Oh, yeah.
So, for me, this film hit hard. It was a very, nostalgically frightening feeling that it gave me.
Oh my god, me too. Yeah.
It brought me back to feeling 5 years old. My whole body is sweating and I'm shivering, but I'm super warm and I just want to shut my eyes.
Yeah,
that
but you
theater
can't shut your eyes.
experience.
What's in the dark? You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, this reminded me so much of when I first moved into my childhood home, and maybe like the wiring wasn't quite done yet because the lights would go out a lot. We would lose power, and then I'd be wandering around this new house. I'd be like 3 or 4 years old, and watching this movie, I was like right back there. Completely right back there.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like for me, like the first house that I lived in, I had a really like long room, and like on one side was my bed, and then at the end of the room was a closet that was really deep. And whenever it would still be open slightly, I would get so scared in the middle of the night that I wouldn't sleep, basically. Yeah, I would just stare into the fuzzy blackness in the closet and imagine demon faces and freaking claws coming out of it. So this movie was exactly that, and it brought out a fear that I had not felt in like 20 years.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting that you mentioned that because I can resonate with those feelings both of you had. Growing up in old houses, I shared a room with my sister. It was in the attic, and our parents' room was just across the hall. Can't even call it a hall. The hall was like the size of a chair. It was really, really small. But just being awake and so scared of the monsters, and I would sleep in the crevice of my bed, just breathing the air. I'm like, if the monsters can't see me, I'm going to be safe. And like going to my parents' room and just knocking on the door all night until I would just fall asleep being like, Mom, Mommy, Mommy. And my poor parents, they would have to ignore me, which is fair. But yeah, just that fear of the dark is so real, and you're little, and it actually made me not miss being a kid. You know, sometimes you get so nostalgic, like, oh, I wish I was a kid again. This one, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Exactly,
I'm so okay.
That's actually so true. Most films make you feel like, oh, I wish I was in that moment again. I wish I was a kid.
Yeah, if you watch Stand By Me.
Yeah, The Goonies, you know, like doing fun, adventurous things. No. This was like, I do not wish to be back there.
Like, you can't see above a counter. You don't know what's up there. Everything is scary and magical and mysterious.
But Emily, what is this movie about?
Yeah, so a brief synopsis is basically about these two little kids. Like, little, they're like 4 or 5. So that age where you felt that fear. Their names are Kevin and Kaylee. And yeah, all the lights are off in their house except the TV. The TV is kind of a constant. There's always these like creepy cartoons playing.
What is with cartoons from that era?
It's so creepy.
Inherently creepy.
And it's supposed to be kind of like the only comfort for the kids in the movie, and it is still not comforting.
It's so creepy.
It's very creepy.
And the 90s bubble TV with the static sound.
Yeah.
1995, this takes place in 1995.
In 1995, yeah. So they wake up in the middle of the night, and all the lights are off, and their dad is missing, and their mom is acting hella weird.
She's crying,
to say the least.
Yeah.
And all of the windows and doors start vanishing in their house.
And the toilet.
And the toilet.
Yeah,
they can pee their pants, I guess.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the plot. There's not a lot to it. It's very art house. A lot of shots of like a Dutch angle of the ceiling, or like from under the bed of like toys and like people's characters' feet like walking around.
Yeah, it's shot in such a unique way where you never see anybody's faces. I assume it's POV shots a lot of the time, especially in one scene. I guess I'll talk on that as spoilers. But yeah, so you're short as well. Wherever you're walking at your counter height, or kind of just like the edge of the couch. And I thought that was a great way to bring you into the movie, and also it's just so unique too. Like no other movies are shot like this.
Yeah, it's very much its own style of movie. It's not trying to be anything else, which I really, really like about it. It was just a very unique theater experience. Like, it felt less like I was watching a movie and more like feeling the director's emotions almost. Like, he was trying to like create more of an experience and less of like a viewing, if that makes sense.
It's absolutely like succeeding at what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I watched it in theaters with my friend, this was back when I was in Montreal, and I was like, okay, let's watch this movie. And I was watching it, and I was squinting, I can't lie, the whole time, because I wanted to see something. But even I'm like, okay, I think I see it. And then when I got home, I got really scared again, because I'm like, okay, because I was home alone, living in a 2-level apartment in Montreal, in one of the very, very old parts, and it was winter, and I'm like, okay, I don't really know this area. And I could just hear all the bing, bang, bongs. And I'm like, and I'm sleeping with my lights on tonight. And I'm like, you got me, movie. You win.
Did you have a flickering night light like in Skinamarink?
Luckily, no. I just wasted a lot of electricity.
I did as a kid, and that was also something that I saw, and I was like, no way. That is unlocking a memory I haven't thought about.
Night lights.
But you know what? We've said a lot of really positive stuff about this movie, but it does also get a lot of flack.
It does.
Do you guys have any like concerns, or what don't you like about it?
Well, I get why a lot of people don't like it, and it has a 4.7 on IMDb.
That I thought was crazy.
Whoa, are you
that.
serious?
Yeah, it has a really low rating. A lot of 1-star reviews.
Wow.
People just want TikTok these days.
Okay,
they
true.
have, shorter attention spans, I think, because of social media. And this movie is very, very, slow paced.
Deliberately paced.
Yeah, just very long shots of, I guess you could say, quote unquote, nothing. But it's not nothing.
No,
in my opinion.
Something going on.
But yeah, that's why people don't like it. They think it's boring. They think it's too grainy. They can't see anything. There's nothing going on. I don't agree with that, but yeah, that's what people are saying in the negative reviews.
Dev, do you have any actual issues with the movie?
It's not like an actual issue. It's just the whole time. Because I remember everyone like, this is the scariest movie, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'll be the judge of that. So I went with
as we do.
Right. And I went with my friend Lillian, and we were sitting there. And the whole time I was waiting for the thing to happen, but the feeling was on edge the whole time, and it really was that feeling of being little and just anticipatory horror. But the thing, if you will, never happens. But it technically does the whole time, because it's just the feeling of a very long night as a child, and then you wake up in the morning. Hopefully it's all good. I don't know the outcome for these kids, but
well, exactly. It feels like a nightmare.
Yeah, it feels
and
like a
that's
nightmare.
so cool.
But I really did want to see spoilers.
Spoilers, almost
spoilers.
I just have a few issues with it. They got the Lego wrong. That's it. This is my big issue.
Really?
There's lots of Lego on the floor. The movie said in 1995. Why am I seeing pieces that came out in 2011? This is
I didn't
a
notice
large
that.
oversight. This took me far and away out of the movie. I am the one who's spamming all these 1-star reviews on IMDb.
Wow, reveal, guys.
It's Tom the whole time.
No, actually, in all seriousness, though, I actually just do like it. I agree with everything you guys saying. I think it's good, and I think it's deliberate. Any criticism that you have for it is intentional. It's not any failings of the movie. It's just it is what it wants to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. I will say that, but for me personally, it hit deep, and it is one of the creepiest films I've ever seen. Do we want to kind of go into spoiler territory?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Skinamarink and you want to watch it, skip this part.
Yeah, but don't go away.
Don't go away. Come back.
Come back, please. Yeah. There's a thing in the house.
There's a thing in the house.
There's a creepy guy. It sounds like one of the Black Skulls from Mandy, and it's telling
that's
kids
true.
to do some weird things.
Some terrible, awful things.
Very bad things.
Most of the time it's unseen, but you see it in the end.
Okay.
Kind of.
Let's
I don't
loosely.
Was that him or was that the parents?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like an entity that the kids have imagined, or maybe it's real. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unclear what it's really done to the kids as well. I mean, I'd say the scariest part, aside from the bedroom scene.
No,
That
the
is-
bedroom scene is too
Yeah,
scary.
okay, so let's get into some plot points here.
Sure, yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard
Yeah.
to, like, actually talk about what is going on in the film because sometimes it's a bit unclear.
Mm-hmm.
But the film starts off with these kids wandering around the house. Nothing too scary is happening. It's building up tension, shots of long hallways like we were talking about.
And things start disappearing.
Things start disappearing.
Like their doorways, their windows. The things are going weird in the house.
Yeah, and I think we do hear the dad talking on the phone.
Yeah,
he
he
is on the
says
phone.
he says that Kevin fell down the stairs and bumped his head. So there could be an interpretation of this movie that this is all in Kevin's head, some sort of hallucination.
He
I don't
has
know.
like a concussion or
Yeah.
something.
I personally wouldn't interpret it that way, but
No.
maybe that's what it's there for.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
In which order? Doors
Ye-
disappear,
yeah,
windows disappear.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to say the order.
Yeah.
At one point, the one of the kids sees the mom. We never see anyone's face,
No, we don't. Yeah.
It's so scary.
and the dialogue is very limited in this
Mhm.
movie.
I think it's kind of implied that the mom is killed by the entity off screen. It's in a closet. We hear a lot of bones cracking. So
Yes.
at least that's what happens. And then shortly after that, Kaylee has no face, where she has like no mouth, no eyes, and she disappears from the movie. And later we had the entity saying that it's because she wanted her mom and dad. So, quote, I took her mouth away.
That is freaky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come on, let's be real.
Mhm.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
freaky.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to that mom scene. We see her back
Mhm.
at one
Mhm.
point. She's sitting on the bed, very creepily.
Yeah, people's backs in
People's
movies,
backs are
when you
scary.
can't see
I
their
don't know a better
faces,
Yeah.
word
are
for it.
terrifying.
Especially when they're like just kind of hunched
Hunched
over on the
over,
bed
yeah.
and they're not responding or they're talking very slowly.
And one of the kids is just like, "Mom?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like, what's going on? And she doesn't answer. She doesn't look over. She just sits there.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera kind of gets closer to her at one point, but she still never turns around. You're anticipating like a jump scare.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It doesn't
Oh, I was, yeah.
really
Yeah,
come.
same.
Yeah, and then the mom sends her downstairs.
Yeah.
And then I think it's around then that the monster takes away her eyes and mouth, and then we switch perspectives, and now we're with Kevin, and something terrible happens to Kevin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something terrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the scariest part for me, I think. Aside from the bedroom scene, is just the monster telling Kevin to put a knife in his eye.
Yeah. If that didn't creep you out, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
Well, then it seems like they get stuck in there for an amount of days. There's a point when
Mhm.
Kevin's now walking on the ceiling, and he seems to be stuck on the ceiling, and then it says 572 days.
Yeah.
That comes up on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't quite know the significance of that. What do you guys theorize is going on with that?
It's hard to say, really. I feel like there's so many theories that you could get into about this movie. For me, it just feels like a nightmare. It
Mhm.
feels like that is signifying like how the little kid feels. Like he's
Mhm.
just trapped there, and he feels like he's been there for what he thinks is forever.
Exactly,
know?
because going back to that nostalgic feeling of being a kid. Do you remember when you were little? And at least for me, I would lie in bed at night and be like, wow, I can't believe I was at recess today. That felt like a week ago. Like, time goes by so slow when you're little.
Mhm.
And, like, the time between Thanksgiving and Halloween is only 2 weeks. As an adult, it goes by so quickly. But as a kid, that's like 5 months.
Mhm.
Forever.
It's truly
Yeah.
forever. So maybe Kevin was there for 5 minutes and 7 seconds if he was even there. But it would
Yeah.
feel like,
Stuck on the ceiling.
yeah, a child eternity maybe.
Yeah, I think everything that happens in the film is from a kid's perspective. I
Mhm.
think the director very much went back to everything he felt
Yeah.
as a kid, being scared, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, there's also a lot of erasure happening in the end. Like, I'd say as much as there is action in this movie, when it ramps up is when we have the face is being removed from all of the kids in the photos, and we see Kaylee with her back turned to us, just fading out of existence. And then we have like this little, epilogue, I guess, of Kevin asking, I assume the monster, if they can watch something happy. Do you remember that?
That part's really sad to me.
It is
I don't know why.
Yeah. And then there's a thin door, if you guys remember. We just see this thin, tall, white door.
With all the toys.
Yeah. And then we end on the face of the monster kind of coming out of the darkness. And it's all fuzzy and weird. And that's it. I assume he's just taken them. Whatever this guy is.
It's just like the little kid's fear, you know? Like, however that is embodied is what this monster is. And their worst fear is just to be consumed by it, I guess, and that's what happens at the end.
Big bummer ending.
Yeah. There's also the little telephone.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh my god.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
And one of the best jump scares, I guess, is when its eyes change a little bit, like subtly, but it rings in like this really discordant way.
Yeah.
That would have gotten me so bad in theaters.
And there is blood in the film
on the
at one
TV.
point.
There's blood on the TV, and there's also blood around a corner. You see like a big splatter kind of shoot out from the left of frame.
Yeah.
And maybe that's Kaylee, and maybe that's Kevin.
With his eye.
With his eye.
Yeah, because he calls the police at one point.
He does.
And that's just a really upsetting bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of my picks for the scariest films I've ever seen. When I watched it, I saw it at the Rio Theater. I was half asleep when I saw it, and I was one of the only people in the theater.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Which made for a very frightening theater experience.
Wandered into your own nightmare there. That's fun.
Yeah. So if you're going to watch this movie, I recommend watching it by yourself in the dark with no distractions. If you watch this film during the day with people around or you're looking at your phone, you're not going to be scared at all. You're going to think it's the stupidest film ever.
Yeah, you won't get the intended effect if you do it like that.
Watch it in your childhood home.
It was filmed in the director's childhood home. I should say that.
That makes sense because I'm like, that is the most 90s looking house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, should we move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The movie that I've brought to the table is the 2013 Evil Dead remake by Fede Alvarez. I have history with this movie because, like I said earlier, Evil Dead is one of my favorite franchises, one of the franchises that got me into horror, and one of the main reasons I love it is for the campiness. And this is not campy.
No,
it's not.
Not at all.
Not remotely.
No, not at all.
No.
This is Evil Dead minus the camp. So when I tried to watch it a few years ago, I was like, well, this is unpleasant. I don't like this. This isn't making me laugh. Where's Bruce Campbell? I loved
it.
Where's the one-liners?
Yeah.
I didn't get very far into it. I turned it off. But I remembered being terrified of it. So I was like, okay, I will go back to it now and rewatch it and see if it is as terrifying as I remember. And yeah, it is. But this time I also liked it, which is nice.
Yeah. I love this film. This was going to be one of my picks, actually.
Did I steal it from you?
Yeah, but then I was happy that you did because I was like, okay, then I get 3 picks, I guess.
Right.
This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
Okay. This is a remake of one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So I got some thoughts. I really do have some thoughts and opinions on it. Devin, this was one you were especially looking forward to watching for the first time.
Yeah, so a little history here. I thought Evil Dead, my whole life, was going to be the scariest movie ever because of the cover. I'm like, it's called Evil Dead, and because I've seen like all of the different posters for Evil Dead 2023, 2013, all the ones from the 80s. I'm like, yeah, this is clearly horrific, not going to watch it. So then Tom showed me Evil Dead 2 and the third one. What's that?
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. I'm like, okay, these movies are hilarious.
Yeah.
This Evil Dead is what I thought all of the other ones were going to be like. I'm like, this is why I did not want to watch this series.
Yeah, well, Evil Dead 2013, what they're doing with it is they're taking the bones of what Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and Robert Tapper did when they were filming in the late 70s. They were amateurs, so there is like a homespun feel to the original Evil Dead, but there's not really any camp to it intentionally. Like, they weren't doing anything tongue-in-cheek. They were going out there to make a real scary horror movie to get people to take them seriously. It's just the fact that they were early 20s filmmakers meant that there are some laughable moments.
Yeah, and there's only so much you can do with barely no budget.
Yeah, no budget at all.
In the
Exactly.
70s.
In the 70s, exactly.
Yeah.
You're using toothpaste and ketchup for special effects.
Exactly. I still love the special effects. I love the stop motion Book of the Dead and everything like
I
that.
can appreciate it for sure, but yeah, watching it back now, it's campy as hell.
Oh, yeah. So Fede Alvarez, with the help of Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, Robert Tabbert, who came on as producers, wanted to do, obviously, a serious retelling of that story and make it as balls-to-the-wall, disgusting, and unpleasant, and harrowing as it could be. I think he succeeded completely.
I think he nailed it, and I think that's exactly what Evil Dead needed if somebody was gonna do a remake.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like, he was the right person for it to do
Yeah.
it in this era where every classic horror movie was getting remade. One thing I also love about this movie is the Deadites. I love the designs. Previously, I had said that the mom Deadite from Evil Dead Rise was the scariest Deadite, and I actually am going to walk that back, and I think that Mia is the scariest Deadite in the franchise.
In the basement?
Yes.
Yeah.
When she's...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Basically, oh, yeah.
I did not like that at all.
Pretty much
I won't
everything.
do spoilers yet. But
Like, pretty much everything that she does, I think she does it amazingly. Like,
she's a good actress.
She's creepy, you know. I don't know if she's necessarily funny, because I don't think she's going for it, but there is, like, a joy in what she's doing, you know? Like,
For sure.
I feel like all Deadites should have that inherent glee at murdering people.
Yeah,
And I
of
think
course.
that she absolutely nailed that, like, for sure. Actually, I would love to do a podcast episode of ranking Deadites
Yeah.
from the Evil Dead
Yeah.
franchise.
I bet people would like that.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
What's that actress's name?
Jane Levy is
Jane
her name.
Levy.
Side note, she also reminded me a lot, just in looks, of Fiona Dourif, which is Brad Dourif's daughter. She's the daughter of the voice of Chucky. I don't know if you've seen her
Okay.
before, but she's in the latter Child's Play movies and the TV show. And I just got a little bit of like, is it her? It wasn't her though. But yeah, great actress, the both of them. So that's one thing that I loved. Emily, we know you love this movie.
I love this movie so much. The practical effects, I think, are one of the biggest things for me. All of the kind of transformations from human to Deadite in this film are just
they're the best
so
they've done.
beautiful. I mean, beautiful is an interesting word to use, but I think from like a special effects makeup artist point of view, beautiful is a good word.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just so masterfully done and like so believable. Like all the cuts and scrapes and just
100%.
blood looks so real.
Yeah, it has my favorite like possession moment, which we'll get to in spoilers, like specifically for the practical effects. Dev, how did you do with this movie?
I did
you like it?
not fare well. I have been avoiding this movie forever. I watched it. I tried to avoid it. I watched the trailer. I read all the synopsis to get myself in it. And yeah, the visuals and the sound, I was scared.
Yeah, it's a scary one.
I'm not going to rewatch it.
Okay, this is a one and done for you.
You know,
Yeah.
one man's nightmare is another man's art gallery, and that's just
I love that.
our two different takes.
Yeah, it was really, 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 really freaky. It's why I've been avoiding watching Evil Dead.
That's fair.
I would rewatch it. At this point, I liked it much better than I did the first time. I do have some issues with it, which I'll get into here. I think that the characters are not very well defined, aside from a few. I understand Eric, who's the guy with like the blonde hair and glasses. I get where he's coming from, and I like his like intro and all that. And I'd say I really, really liked Mia. I like the conflict with, you know, how she's recovering drug addict, or at least she's trying to recover. So the conflict here is they're not going to let her leave the cabin.
Yeah, she's basically quitting quote unquote cold turkey, as they say in the film.
So anything that she sees, they're going to chalk up to hallucinations. When she says she has to get out of there, they're not going to let her leave. That's great. All of that's really well established. I don't really like how anybody else is established in this
That's
movie.
fair.
The dialogue is very much like, oh, hey, it's you. Remember how we haven't seen each other in a few years because you went off and did this and I've been doing that? Like, I think that it's some pretty clunky exposition a lot of the times.
Yeah, I feel like, like you're saying, some of the characters aren't super fleshed out, but personally, I don't think I'm watching the film.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I get that.
And that's super valid for sure, because what we're here for is to see these people turn into Deadites. It's just that I couldn't buy the main character, whose name is David in this, I believe. I just don't like him very much, or identify with like his struggle. I guess his struggle is kind of cowardice. He has to overcome that. So it's kind of a parallel to Ash in the first movie.
Yeah.
Ash, where he's kind of like the milquetoast sort of dude, and people really need to encourage him. Like Scotty in the original really needs to encourage Ash to get into the action. It's just when the movie kind of transitions away from that guy and Mia becomes the main character, I'm like, okay, I'm in. I love this.
I agree. That's when the movie really picks up.
Absolutely. That's in like the moments when, you know, we're in her perspective, or especially in like the third act, which we'll talk about in spoilers, when it kind of becomes her movie again. So those are just my issues, but overall I still love this movie.
Okay, and plot-wise, briefly, like what's a synopsis for the film?
Okay, so like I was mentioning, Mia is our kind of de facto main character in a way, and she is trying to quit cold turkey, so she's got all of her friends, including her kind of estranged brother, to bring her to their family cabin, where she's going to be there. She goes through withdrawal, and then one of their friends, who's an English teacher, kind of a bookworm kind of guy, finds in the basement the Book of the Dead.
Necronomicon!
Actually, no. It's called the Naturum Domonto in this movie.
Right.
And I took issue with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I'm like, come on. This is the Necronomicon. Come on. This is Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
That's what we all know it as.
Yes. But anyway, then he finds it, reads from it, and then Mia begins having these flashes of seeing like a Deadite version of herself around. And she tries to escape. For anybody who doesn't know, a Deadite as well is just kind of like a demon-possessed person. So she tries to escape before this evil can take hold of her. And that's pretty much all I'd say for like a quick synopsis.
Do we want to dive into
spoilers? Yeah, sure. Let's get into it. Who wants to start with a spoiler? What's a spoiler for this movie? Oh, how about, Emily, you were talking about the transformation scene.
The transformation scene, yeah. So we can kind of start off, like, just talking about who turns into a Deadite first.
Well, it's Mia first. So, Mia...
Okay, so we can talk about the forest scene.
You want to get into this? Yeah? Okay.
Which I really, really love the way that it's shot.
Yeah.
I saw some behind the scenes, and basically they set up an entire zip line for the camera and threw the camera down the zip line through the forest following her.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There were many good, like, Raimi-esque push-ins that I really dug in this movie. Especially in the intro, where you kind of see, like, a Deadite getting burned in the basement of the cabin.
Right, at the beginning.
You don't really know too much about this situation. But that, I guess, is technically the first Deadite you see in this movie.
Yeah.
And when she transforms from a normal person into a Deadite, there's this great push-in on her face, which is so Raimi-inspired, and I love it.
And she starts yelling obscenities.
Oh my goodness, these are the most foul-mouthed Deadites, like, of them all.
They really amped it up, and they amped up everything in this film.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But, yeah, that
totally.
in particular.
Totally, yeah. So I guess what we're talking about is the scene when David's girlfriend has to cut off her own arm. Okay,
there's another one. Yeah, David's girlfriend. What did she?
Her name's Natalie. So again, this is kind of my
blonde.
What's her character? I don't know.
The blonde.
She's kind. I can kind of get that. She wants to help out Mia, so she goes down into the basement that Mia's chained into, and then she gets her hand bitten. And then, just like with Ash in Evil Dead 2, her hand becomes possessed, but it starts to crawl its way up her arm.
Which is just beautiful.
Isn't it? These effects, like her skin, like, warping and, like, bubbling and cracking.
Watching that was
amazing.
just glorious.
I was watching most of this movie like this. For those who obviously cannot see me, plugging my ears with my pinkies in my mouth for some reason. I don't know why. And like the rest of my fingers.
Yeah.
It's just like, when you start, like when you see her arms start to just get black and bubble and the veins are popping, you're like, okay, she's gonna have to cut her arm off.
And it's like, will this like sweet character actually commit and cut her arm off? To her credit, she does.
She does it.
She cuts that thing off.
She's a beast. She does it.
I love this moment when they walk in on her and her arm is just barely holding on.
Dangling by a muscle.
Yeah. And then it drops. Unfortunately, she's too late, which leads me to one of the grossest scenes in the movie, the nail gun scene.
Yes, but before we get into that, I would just like to slightly cover the cutting the arm off scene a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely.
Her
Let's get back into it.
Weapon of choice is a
meat cutter,
a turkey slicer, electric knife type deal.
She does very well with it.
She does. She plugs that thing in, and she just goes to town.
Yes, so good for her. I guess her character arc was she goes from a very nice, meek person to someone who's willing to cut their own arm off.
Yeah, and I will admit, during this scene, like, I can get through a lot, but I was gritting my teeth the entire time and squinting and just going, oh, yep.
I was probably cheering and pumping my fists, because that's just incredible. Just great work for that whole scene.
I was hiding. That was me.
Under the bed.
Hiding. Just like, oh.
Another fair response.
Yes. And then, like I was saying, then it leads into... the newly possessed Natalie coming in with nail gun and just like shooting the shit out of Eric. David, this is again one of my least favorite David moments. I like to say that he is really good at stepping in just after the nick of time. Yeah. He comes in and, I think shoots off her remaining arm with the shotgun, but only after Eric has taken like 7 or 8 good nails to the chest. So
doesn't it like break his glasses too?
Oh, actually, that's his girlfriend earlier. I guess we skipped over that transformation.
Oh, yeah.
His girlfriend, who I can't remember, she cuts off her cheek. And then she goes after him with a syringe. Right. And that bit is very upsetting.
Because Mia pukes in her mouth.
Yeah, very Evil Dead. There's a great, blood spray moment all
just
over the face. Yeah.
Right into her face.
All of that evil right into the face.
It's like black too, right?
Actually, I think it's more red.
Red, okay. Blood.
But you know what? Both are Evil Dead,
Yeah.
It's very, very Evil Dead. So that's great. Everybody is basically done at that point except for David and his sister Mia, and
Eric is still alive.
Yes,
somehow.
He's alive until they go down into the basement to go get Mia.
Almost the end.
Yes, he nearly makes it. He takes so much more punishment than David.
This poor fucking guy.
Yes, and then Mia ends up killing him. He comes in again to save David, even though he's incredibly injured. And then David gives him what I'd like to say is like the most disrespectful friend burial of all time. Because they're in this soggy flooding basement. And then David just kind of sets him into the water. And he's floating with his ass just bobbing out of this fetid water. And I'm like, great job, David. Great friend right there.
I didn't really realize until this moment that I don't really like it. David that much either. He kind of sucks.
David's kind of the worst. But you know what? David has his moment. Because then he hooks up this like car battery syringe sort of machine. And he buries Mia alive, which you have to do to end a Deadite curse. That's the mythology for this movie, which...
Right.
Okay. And it actually works, because then she comes back to life. He, zaps her with some car battery, and she's back to life. And then what happens?
Then Eric comes out of the house as a Deadite, doesn't he?
Yeah. We get a Deadite Eric. That's right.
Yeah.
And David self-sacrifices.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. So that's David's useful moment.
Yeah, he like blows up the house, right, or something. Yeah.
So his character arc, I guess, is I need to stop being so much of a coward. So he, makes the sacrifice play, and good for him. And then we get to have Mia as the main character, which I love.
I really love that. One thing that I want to mention before we get to the end is how Mia became a Deadite.
Yeah.
We didn't really get into that
Oh,
scene.
that's true. We skipped over it, didn't we?
It's content warning.
Yes.
Pretty
right.
disturbing. It definitely takes from the original, but I think that it does it in a way that makes more sense to the plot and isn't just like a random explicit scene.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Dev, you still haven't seen the original.
No, and I'm realizing I really
Evil
need
Dead?
to see the original now, which
Right.
it can't be scarier than this.
It's not.
It's not.
That's good.
Definitely.
But I know I need to see it.
But the version of this scene is more unpleasant. Do you know like what we're speaking
Talking
about
about?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh,
Get
great!
into
I
it.
get the honors. Okay.
It's your
Yeah.
pick.
Wonderful. So, just for context, Sam Raimi has apologized for this scene. He's gone back and said that like he doesn't mean to offend people, and he believes he went too far with this scene. So good for him. Good for Raimi. And in the original film, I'd say kind of the Mia character. Her name is Cheryl. She goes out into the woods, and the woods come alive, and then they string her up and they strip her a fair amount, and then one stick goes somewhere that a stick should never go.
Into her nether regions,
Yes.
we will say.
And it's very much on screen and horrific. But then the scene ends and she just runs away. So it kind of just leaves that bad taste in your mouth and you go, why?
Yeah, it was pretty meaningless in the original.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the puppetry that they did with the sticks back then is good.
Cool, I guess.
But yeah. Like, you leave that moment and you just go, oh, fun. But then in this new one, they kind of revamped that. And we had Mia, she's trying to escape from the house because she keeps seeing this vision of a dead-eyed her. And then as she's trying to, wander through some bramble bushes, they catch her by the wrists. And then she sees the vision of the dead-eyed her again.
Dead-eyed her, yeah.
And it spits out this, twisted vine of,
black,
yeah.
gooey vine, yeah.
Very gross, which then slithers its way over to her and up her leg, and this is how the evil enters her, for good. So, I believe, still nasty, but a better way to do that kind of concept than in the original. What do you guys think? Do you agree?
I agree 100%.
It's definitely better, and I wonder what they're trying to say by having it go there anyway.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's like...
Yeah, I didn't really look into that.
Like, what is your reasoning for the evil entering that way? Is it like all 80s movies? You have sex, you die? Like, is that what it's saying? Like, I'm very curious in that.
Well, at least I would say the justification for it being in this movie is they had to do that moment.
Yeah.
Because people would complain.
It's a pretty, what's the word? Not popular, but...
it's known.
It's the pretty well-known scene, the tree rape scene in Evil Dead.
It's that scene.
If you've seen the movie, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they basically had to do it, and I think they did it the best way that they could have.
I also think that the tone of this film fits that scene a bit more. Pretty much the whole film is very violent and explicit and gory, so it didn't feel as jarring as the original.
I'd agree. I totally agree. Do we want to jump forward and just quickly talk about what is it called? It's some kind of hell demon that pops up out of the ground
at the very end.
Yes.
So the end of this film, there's first there's blood rain.
Oh, I love that.
Which I love.
You cannot get more Evil Dead than blood rain, and I'm into it. I thought that was great.
I don't think we've seen that in too many films.
Can't say I have. Blade.
Okay, that's a whole episode.
We need to save some time for the beautiful
blood rave.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And then this demon that, in the book, it's prophesied to emerge from hell after the Deadites take 5 victims. It does so, comes out, breaks out of the ground. It looks like Mia. I'm not sure if it's the same actress, though.
I don't think it's Jane Levy.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Should we look that up?
I'm going to look it up right now.
Cool. Thank you, Dev. So, it's now coming after Mia. maybe it's completing the ritual. I don't know. Maybe it just wants to kill Mia. And I love this sequence. Like, this was by far my favorite sequence in the movie.
Me too. I think
I believe it is Jane Levy.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good
maybe
for
just
her.
put some more practical makeup on. One thing that I thought was interesting is after Mia is shocked back to life, all of her wounds are gone. Like, her tongue is no longer split in half. She's not scalded, you know? Like,
I guess that's just that classic, when you return back to human,
you're fine.
You're fine
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, she's back. She's pure. And then she has this wonderful fight against the Deadite. Dev, how did you feel about this ending? Was this still like a good escalation? Were you still hiding under the bed for this part?
I was hiding.
Yeah.
This movie, and honestly, at this point, I had turned down the volume and put subtitles on instead. I'm like, no.
And it doesn't like, get lighter or get happy or any of that.
No.
One of my favorite scenes in the whole movie is at the end when she has to like rip her own arm off.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So how does that come to be, Dev? Do you remember?
No, Tom, I was hiding.
I
Okay.
remember.
Like, honestly, I have to be transparent. This is how I was watching this movie.
If you can't see what you can't, she's squinting.
Yeah, sorry.
So Mia is basically hiding behind a car.
Yeah.
And then the Deadite pushes the car over onto her.
Oh, actually, is this before or after she cuts off the Deadite's leg with a chainsaw?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay, I think it's after because she has to get the chainsaw first.
Yes.
I think that's inside the shed. She runs away from this Deadite going through a tunnel, and then the Deadite finds her. She's in a crawl space at one point, or maybe a space between walls, and then she's grabbed the chainsaw at this point, but she hasn't started it up yet. And then the Deadite has a machete, and she's shoving it through the wall, and it's like getting her arms and the tops of her legs and things. And I just love that moment. Like, that is such a tense moment. I love any time in a movie or horror movie when a character, is stuck somewhere and something's being shoved through the wall after that they have to dodge.
I like that too.
I think there's going to be a scene like that in the new Scream, if I remember the trailer right. Yes. But then she does get out, and she's underneath the car, van, whatever it is, and she lops off one of the Deadite's legs. And then the Deadite pushes the car over and crushes her hand. Yes.
And then she gotta rip it off.
Yes. Where was I again? I was talking about, she's ripping her own hand off. So that was a badass moment. Dev, did you see this moment?
I don't know if I did, guys. Honestly, this movie, you don't understand. When I said I have been avoiding watching Evil Dead, I still think I managed to avoid watching it.
Okay, let me paint you a word picture.
Okay, because this was really me.
I think that, it is one of the goriest wide-release horror films of the 21st century.
I mean, it's blood rain, so she is, drenched at this point. Well, she's pinned underneath the van, and the demon creature is crawling around the side to come get her. So she's stuck there. I think she has a moment where she's just like, oh, fuck this. And she, gets her feet up against the van and pushes against it. And there's a great close-up shot of her wrist just ripping off.
Muscles, tendons,
everything's snapping.
You hear it squelching.
Oh, it's nasty as all hell.
Yeah.
And then she's fine. She
lets out a pretty good scream.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. She sells that pain, no doubt. But then, like Ash, I'd say, because I think she's such a great, successor to Ash, she just rolls with it. She's like, okay, I got one hand now. That's all I need to, use this chainsaw. So she's got, her hand tucked up against her shirt, or, her stump tucked up against her shirt, and then she gets the chainsaw as the Deadite comes up to her, and then it says, I'll feast on your soul, or something like that. And then she says, feast on this, and shoves that chainsaw down its mouth.
Does she say, a swear word?
I think she says
bitch or something.
I'm pretty sure it's feast on this motherfucker.
Okay.
The one
that's pretty
for
sick.
The American movie.
Yes. She's a great final girl. Ooh.
Yes, she's fantastic, and she splits it in half real good. Like one of those vertical splitting in halves, which are so fun to see in movies, and then it kind of flops to the ground. and you see its eyes still moving and all like that. And then it gets sucked under, pulled under the ground back to hell.
And the blood rain stops, sadly.
Yep. Blood rain stops. So that's how the film ends for you, Dev.
Thank you so much for painting that for me because, like I said, I can't emphasize enough how much I've been avoiding Evil Dead.
And it's fine. You don't have to rewatch it. I don't remember what frame it ends on. Does she, like, pick up her chainsaw and leave? Does she drive away?
I think it's like just a bird's eye view of her standing at the house, I think.
Yeah, and the house is burning down, which is good. Nobody else go back in there.
Nobody go back
Don't
in
go
there.
back in
no
there.
need.
And that's about it for Evil Dead 2013. So
glorious movie.
I am so happy that I liked it so much more this time. Like, I was just more down for a less campy Evil Dead experience. I think that I'm going to say that the new ones that they're coming out with, like Evil Dead Rise, is striking the right balance for me. I don't know if you guys haven't seen Evil Dead Rise yet?
I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched it. There were some good moments, but it wasn't as strong to me as the 2013.
2013? I'm going to still say that I prefer Evil Dead Rise over Evil Dead 2013.
Really?
Because I really like the characters in Evil Dead 2013. And I wanted them to succeed a little bit more, I'd say, than I felt with Evil Dead 2013.
Oh, okay. Evil Dead Rise.
With the children.
The children, yeah.
Okay.
I found that really compelling. I wanted everybody to survive. I thought that the main character of Evil Dead Rise, she's similar to Mia in, like, her strength and the way that she just rolls with Deadites. Yeah. But yeah, like, I've definitely come around on this movie, and I'm happy to have done so. And also, it's scary. Like,
it's scary.
It's
a scary
genuinely
movie.
scary.
Yeah, it's genuinely very scary. The Deadite design for all of the new ones, like the old ones, now I see why it's not so scary.
Yeah.
But the new ones, I'm like, and this is what I thought it was the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's too scary.
Okay, well, that will do it for my pick for the scariest movie.
Good pick.
Nice. And mine, I'm realizing, according to Google, but is Google ever right? I don't know. Technically not a horror film, because it's thriller and crime.
Thriller and crime. I saw that.
Yeah, it's thriller and crime, but I believe it's completely horrific and horror. And it's Funny Games 1997. But guests could step in for 2007 as well, as they are shot by shot, the exact same movie. And it is by, I believe it's pronounced Michael Haneke.
This is a German film.
Austrian, but it is German.
My bad.
Austrian actually. Yes, 1997's Funny Games. Not too many funny games occur in this movie.
No,
funny from certain characters' perspectives.
Yes.
I started my morning off with this film.
I'm sorry.
And I
Nobody
ended my
make
night off.
that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So yeah, Funny Games first came on my radar, and it would have been Funny Games 2007. Back when I saw the movie There Will Be Blood. Another not hee-hee-ha-ha film. Not a horror technically, but not hee-hee-ha-ha at all. And just seeing the 2007 trailer for Funny Games and just thinking, why would anyone want to watch that? That looks so scary and horrible. So then I watched the 1997 version and...
Low-key, that's how I felt this morning. I was like, why would anyone want to watch this?
Yep. I like this movie.
Okay,
I do.
Yes.
I like it a lot. Dev, do you want to tell us what it's about, though?
Yeah, let me pull up the synopsis because I'm terrible at paraphrasing. So hold on 1 second.
Your own synopsis?
Oh gosh, I could do my...
A piece?
No. But I guess it's about this family in Austria going to their lakeside house and... Oh, no, I almost jumped in something else. The opening reminded me of The Shining when they're driving all the way up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then as they're driving up, they're listening to classical music, and then all of a sudden this heavy rock music goes on, and it shifts the vibe.
I
and
love
it
it.
says Funny Games.
Funny Games.
In big red letters.
That made me laugh so hard, because this movie is kind of funny. Kind of.
A little tiny bit somehow.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It has such a dark sense of humor, and I got its sense of humor just from the beginning with that credit scene. And they're still driving around and having such a pleasant and sensible time with their classical music guessing game, while this like crazy Austrian screaming like heavy metal,
the heaviest of metal,
is playing, but they're unaware of it.
Yes.
So they don't know what's going to
Little
happen.
side note, have you guys seen Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
Do you know how that opens? Where it's like kind of like you're not expecting it, but all of a sudden it just comes in with this loud noise and red letters come up on the
yeah,
screen.
totally.
I feel like that director got inspiration.
Oh,
I could totally see that.
I could totally
That's just
see
what
that.
I thought.
Even the font is so
the
similar.
font is very similar. Yeah. So then when they get close to their house, they see their neighbors with two people they don't quite recognize.
Yep.
And then later on, they're in their, dare I say, gorgeous house. And one of the guys who they aren't aware of is Paul, I believe it's Paul, who comes with their neighbor, and he gets introduced as like a friend from Vienna. They're two young Viennese men. And then the other one, Peter, maybe. Their names are Paul and Peter in quotations.
Sometimes they call themselves
Tom and Jerry, which is horrific.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, which is even scarier because it's like, uh-oh, they are playing some games here. And he starts to ask to borrow some eggs, which at first, okay, fine. And then he drops the eggs, and then you already start to get that sinking feeling.
Like, uh-oh.
Yeah. It's like, oh God. And then it happens again. He drops the phone in the water as well. So now their line of communication, 1997, you're not dialing up the dial-up without your phone. So there's no SOS.
But he's so polite the whole way.
They're so polite.
So polite the whole
They're
way
wearing white, like they look like, if you haven't seen the film, country club lads, you know?
They're playing golf.
They're playing golf. Oh, and that's what I should mention. The dad places some golf clubs, Chekhov's golf clubs.
Yes, they
well,
are. Those are going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a dog. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my
I'm so
goodness.
sorry.
Are you guys familiar with the website Does the Dog Die?
Yes.
So I made use of that twice
Okay.
while doing the rewatches. Once for Evil Dead, and then also...
You got some sad news.
I very much
Yeah.
got sad news 2 times, and I was
Yes.
just very depressed.
Yes, I'm so sorry, Tom.
Rip Grandpa.
But
I'm so sorry, Grandpa.
yeah, so he breaks eggs again, and she starts to get very uncomfortable, and the other guys in the house too.
This is the mom.
The mom, exactly.
And what's her name?
It's Anna.
Right.
Anna, the neighbor's Eva. Anna. Her husband's Ulrich, I believe.
Oh, he's Georg.
Georg, thank you. And yeah, and she wants them to leave, but they will not leave.
Nope.
And then
But they're saying, like, why would you want us to leave?
Why?
What's going on?
Why are you getting upset?
Yeah.
Why are you annoyed with us?
We've done nothing.
They've done nothing. And then they proceed to do
something.
things. Most of the violence is off screen.
Yeah.
Which is also unnerving. There is also a child.
Yeah, so his name is Georg Jr.
Yes.
Yeah. And to begin with, he's just out with his dad on the sailboat.
Yeah.
And then they get summoned back to the house to join the fun.
Yeah.
Do we like this movie?
I have to say, I didn't really like it that much. Because you know why? I felt so frustrated this whole film that by the last 20 minutes, I was like, okay, just kill him. Just end this film. I don't want to watch it anymore.
You know, Georg hits that note at a certain point, so I think that you fell into his character.
I think the movie did what it was trying to do very well. Don't get me wrong. I think it was a very well-made movie. I just didn't like the experience of watching it.
And that's totally valid.
And I think that it might be part of the point because I don't enjoy this. It's one of my picks, and I do not enjoy this movie. Like I said, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, why would anyone watch this? And it is I would say it's a miserable watch the whole time because they're just being they're suffering and torture, and I don't know if we want to jump to that nice end. Lots of fourth wall breaking in this movie.
Yeah, once we get to the spoilers, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, basically, the one guy comes into the house asking for the eggs, and then the other guy comes in and is like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And then the husband comes in, and then once everybody's kind of in the frame, that's when it all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I actually made a note of the time of when the violence begins, at least on screen. But of course, I would like to say as well, I liked this movie. I did. I liked it more so in the first half. So in the first half, just because of how genius the script is and how well these actors portray these characters, Peter and Paul, they are incredible. Like the way that they keep, like friendly faces, and they're so, amiable the entire time, and yet what they're doing is so wrong, and you know it. But the characters, even like Anna, she knows that something's off, You know, she wants them out of there, but they can cast reasonable doubt on her. Like, they can say, we don't understand why you're getting mad at us. We didn't do anything. And she's going with her instincts of these people are weirdos and I want them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as they say, well, but why? Even me, as an audience member, I went, oh, maybe they haven't done much yet.
That was one of the most frustrating points in the film for me, is when Anna is at her point of being like, okay, these motherfuckers need to get out of my house now. She starts like pushing one of them. And the husband's like, whoa.
Yeah.
What's going on here, dear? Why are you getting so upset?
You
oh
know
my
he's not
God.
going to listen to her.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. But
Can we just listen to the wife
Never.
one time?
Never. Nope.
Yeah, because what I don't like about this movie, though, is the second half. I really found it hard to watch. Like, in the way that I didn't find the first half as hard to watch. When we're in, and this is like a slight contextual spoiler, I guess, the grief section of the movie, and the film slows down.
It does slow down.
Like to a halt.
Yes.
It really does.
Two scenes.
It really does.
Two scenes where you're not even sure if, like, it's buffering or not.
Your screen is
things
paused.
are so still that it really wants you to sit in it, and that's what it wants you to do. And I say, well, I don't like you very much. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah. So that's my overall thoughts on this. And do we want to get into spoilers now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to talk about the second half of the film, we have to get into the biggest spoiler of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, Devin,
is the end?
Well,
which part there's so
kind
many
of
things.
right in the middle of the film, when like the most of the violence is happening. The son dies.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly.
He really does.
I was not... Yeah.
And I think that's the longest shot in the whole film.
It's long.
They just hold on seeing the wife she's just staring blankly. You kind of see the husband's legs behind the couch.
Yeah.
And then you see the little boy in the corner of the room with a
most
big
of them.
blood splatter beside his head. And you're just like, oh.
What head?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. So that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Absolutely hard to watch.
But it's not like we even watched it
just
happen.
See the aftermath.
Yeah. It's just like on this frame for like, I think like 25 to 30 seconds almost.
It's a long, uncomfortable time.
Oh, like I had mentioned earlier about the first bit of on-screen violence, that's 25 minutes in.
Okay.
So just before then, there's some off-screen violence because they unfortunately beat the dog to death with the clubs, like we mentioned, Chekhov's clubs.
Yeah.
And that's horrible. But the first time you really see the violence is after Georg slaps the face of one of them. I think it's Paul. And then they hit him in the leg with the golf club at 25 minutes in and incapacitate him for the rest of the movie, basically.
Yeah. And I think the reason why Georg hits Paul is because Paul says something like, oh, you better watch your balls or something, or I'm
he does.
Yes,
he does. So that's the first time that he challenges his masculinity.
Yeah, they use this
Georg
term
doesn't like it
a lot in the film, cheeky.
Yeah.
And he makes a cheeky comment.
They do.
Cheeky comment.
Yeah. I actually, here, I'll just show you, I have a note which just says cheeky.
I love that. Yep, the cheeky comment. And then, near the end, you think it's going to end one way. It kind of does end one way.
Yes, because after they kill the kid, they leave. Because they're like, oh my God, we broke the rules of our own game. You weren't supposed to shoot the kid. Let's leave. And then you think that they're gone. And you think.
That's what they want you to think.
I kind of knew they weren't gone. Yeah. Let's be real.
But you know what's interesting? That I think they actually were. Like, I don't think they were hanging around because they were in a car, you know? They were driving around. I think that they actually did give her that chance. And they come back to it later. A moment that I really like early-ish in the movie is they make a bet with the family.
Yes, you won't be able to survive till 9 a.m.
Yeah. But none of them want to make the bet, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, so they actually do give them the chance. We'll get to it, I guess, of how she ends up recaptured, which is just so hard to watch. Yeah. But it does seem like they really were giving her a shot at escaping, unfortunately. Something that I really, really loved about this movie, though, well, loved in a sense, is that every time they break one of Paul and Peter's rules, something terrible happens. Like, there really is no fighting back against them. I'm trying to think of an example.
Yeah, the whole film just feels so, like, helpless.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very helpless movie because
Absolutely.
their neighbors, turns out, were under the same situation.
And on the topic of, like, when Anna kind of is looking for help and, you know, possibly getting away, I think one of the scariest scenes in the film for me is when she's on the road and the cars are coming.
Yes.
Because you, as the audience, also don't know if it's them or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first car that comes her way, she's like, oh shit, like, it's them. So she hides behind a tree, and then she sees it's not them, you know? But she could have asked for help, right?
Yeah.
So then she builds up enough courage to ask the next car for help. And of course, the next car is them.
It's them.
Yep, of course.
It's them.
So it's just like that gut-wrenching moment where you're like, she should have gone with the first car.
Which it's like, it's one of those things when you're like, ooh, should I not? She should have in this case.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, they also let Georg Jr. escape for a little while.
That's true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the first time that one of them escapes, I can't quite remember what's happening in the scene, but Georg Jr. is running around for a little bit, and there's this great, like, hide and seek sequence. Dev, I think this is where the movie becomes, like, horror.
Yeah.
I agree with you that this is a horror movie.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's not just thriller and crime. It is horror, and he runs and then discovers the daughter, the neighbor.
Yeah,
So
he
it's
does,
the
doesn't
neighbor's
he?
house.
It is the
right?
neighbor's house, because so the opening scene, they are talking with their neighbors, and they've been doing this to them. So it's the neighbor's daughter.
Yeah, and he was, like, friends with her.
Yeah.
So he was, like, wondering if she was going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they do recapture Georg Jr. at one point and bring him down. And that's what leads to his death, I guess, when they're going to do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo game.
Yeah. Well, Georg Jr. finds a gun in the neighbor's house.
He does, right.
And you think, oh, maybe he's going to shoot him. Maybe he's going to get him. No, of course not. There's no bullets in it.
Yeah.
He goes to shoot it, and...
Yeah, to his credit, he was going to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, good for you, Georg Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going to be traumatized either way, but, like...
But it would have been better
it
for
would
him.
have been
alive.
much better. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, my goodness. And this scene following that moment when they have the race cars on the TV, which goes on, like, the race car show, whatever they're watching, is going on for, like, 20 minutes of this movie.
NASCAR or something.
Yeah, something like that. And it's diabolical just to have this, like, egregious sound in that tense moment when they have them all back and they're doing the eeny, meeny, miny, mo moments. Horrible.
Yeah. No, it's a horrible movie.
Yeah.
It's a horrible movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Georg is dead, unfortunately, and they leave. And then being in that moment where they're frozen, like we were saying earlier, she can't move, he can't move.
Well, I didn't know if, like, the dad was also dead until she started talking, and then he was kind of, like, groaning and got up. I thought maybe she was the only one left at that point.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it seems like that. And
Then he gets up.
Yeah.
The crippled dad.
Yeah.
Before that moment, I mean, one of the best, like, pieces of acting I'd say I've ever seen comes from this moment when she goes to him because he is breaking down about their son. And the actor's name is Ulrich Mühe, and I'm probably mispronouncing the last name. But, oh my god, the noises that actor was making, just the most awful sounds of grief that I've ever heard in a movie, I would say. Well, she's coming over and hugging him, and he's breaking down.
Yeah, totally. I was thinking about that moment too, and just kind of, honestly, like, from personal experience, yeah, it's like when you're really, like, crying, like, you are, like, gasping for air and, like, making some pretty, I don't know, crazy noises that the human body doesn't normally make, and he did that really well.
Yeah, that actor, I mean, my god, that was just an incredible piece of acting. And it continues even as she's trying, she doesn't really want to leave him. He's injured and he's saying, you should just leave. And I love that moment when he apologizes, and he's saying he's sorry. Like, maybe it's just for things in general, but I think it's mostly about he's sorry for letting them in, and he's sorry for that moment of not listening to her and throwing them out.
And not being able to defend his family, I think.
Yeah.
Funny game.
And then she does shoot one of them.
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
once they've recaptured her.
Right. Okay, I take back what I said before. This is the most frustrating scene in the whole damn movie.
Deb, can you give us context? How does this kind of come about? Like, what they're breaking the fourth wall. When do they do that?
Yeah, so it's near the end of the movie. She's recaptured. She shoots one of them. Peter, I believe it's Peter.
Yeah.
And then that happens for moments. It's like, okay, she's going to get away. Amazing. Paul grabs the remote.
Where's the remote?
Control. Where's the remote? Rewinds the movie.
Rewinds the literal movie for you.
Rewinds it for you, because that's not how this game's going to end. So when it comes time for her to grab the gun again, Paul grabs it, and he's like, no.
And then the guy doesn't get shot.
He doesn't get shot, and it's...
They shoot Georg instead.
Yep, they shoot Georg.
Kill him.
Yeah.
It's not 9 a.m. It's 8 a.m.
Oh, true. Right, so then they
take her out to the boat that Georg and Georg Jr. were setting up, and they plop her into the water because she's all tied up.
What was they were talking about just before? They were talking about, like, theoretical physics or something like that.
They're talking about, like, reality. It's really strange, actually.
Yeah, and it was a fun glimpse into just what these guys talk about when they're not murdering people. Like, I think they are probably very philosophical, maybe highly intelligent. At the very least, I'd say Paul is intelligent. Peter seems a little less intelligent. Yeah.
And I mean, at one point in the movie, they say that they do drugs.
Yeah.
Is that fake or no?
It's hard to say what is fake and real with what they're saying because their names aren't really Paul and Peter.
Yeah.
And they change everything all the time, so who knows?
Which
I love
makes
the ambiguity.
them talking about reality and what is real even more interesting, actually.
Completely, especially because they've been winking literally at us throughout the movie. The first bit, which, like, again, it's horrible, it still made me laugh, is when she's searching for the dog, and then Paul turns to the camera, drops us a wink, and I'm just like, oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch, like, making me, you know, on your level there, you see me, and I'm like, god damn it, it's making me laugh, but I also hate it.
Well, what does he say to us the first time he talks to the camera and breaks the fourth wall? He says something like, well, what do you guys think?
Do you think they'll make it? It's right after they make the bet. And he says, I assume you're on their side, so you'll want this to go their way, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just still like, screw you.
Does not go any family's way in that, because it's going to happen again.
Yeah, so at the end of the movie, when the mom is like the last person in the family alive, and at that point, I was really just like, all right, kill her. Let's get this over with.
Ciao, Bella.
And they really do. Ciao, Bella. And they just sploosh her into the water. And you're like, all right, thank God, finally, it's done. Yeah. But then, no, it's not really done.
It's never going to end.
It's never going to end. They're going to keep doing it.
Because
you
they're too polite.
want to talk about what happens in the ending?
They're neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're neighbors.
And what do they ask for?
Eggs.
Yeah, they go across the sea to...
I'm sorry, I'm just so miserable. I'm like, they ask for eggs. It's just so sad.
One tear.
Because there's this moment earlier on when their neighbors arrive on their boat, and it's just Paul. It's just Paul and Anna. What happens, Dev?
And the neighbors come, and they invite them over for dinner for later. Invite them over for dinner later.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn.
Yep.
Just gonna
I guess that's their thing, right? They're like the wet bandits in Home Alone.
Oh my god.
Great comparison. Churning through an entire neighborhood, I guess.
You're gonna ask everyone for eggs.
Oh, but that moment, when we're talking about frustrating moments, I mean the fact that she can't say anything because Paul's accomplice is there with her husband and son, so she can't tip them off.
No.
Like, it's just, oh my god.
I know, because
Anna did such a good job.
To the first guy at the beginning, I'm like, if only he could have winked, but look, there's nothing they can do because the other person's with the family.
Yeah. Eggs. Yeah, so they enter the house again.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it.
The next person's house.
Again?
ending on one final looking to the camera. I knew it was coming. Like, I knew it was going to happen. I'm still just like, oh, damn it.
Very frustrating through and through.
Yeah.
Didn't enjoy it, but, it did what it wanted to do. Okay, one question for you guys. Be real. If somebody came up to your door asking for eggs, and you guys are both nice people, if you had some eggs, you would give them some eggs. They break those eggs the first time. Are you giving them more eggs?
I'm out of eggs. I'm vegan. I don't have
there
eggs.
There you go.
No eggs, sorry.
What I wouldn't do is let them in.
I wouldn't let them cross the line of the house, exactly.
So I think that's kind of like 90s friendliness.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's, from what I can tell, that's just what society was like. If somebody comes to your door, you let them in out of the heat. Because it's very hot where they are. Like, they establish that all the time, that it's like an especially hot summer or whatever. So you bring them into your house, you be gracious.
Yeah.
I think we phased that out, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I think people who are not from North America might do that. I think people outside of North America are nicer generally. But yeah, I think us being
First
from
off, somebody's
Canada,
knocking on my door.
Yeah.
Scary.
That I don't.
Who is this?
Especially that I don't know.
Yeah.
No way you're coming in my house.
Yeah, asking for something, I would close my door, lock it, and then present them the eggs.
But the way that Peter and Paul keep doing it, they keep saying, like, I'm a friend of a friend.
Yeah, this is true, and they know the name of the neighbors.
Yeah, and they use that trick right at the end as well. Again, they say, I'm a friend of Anna's.
Yeah.
She's had, like, unexpected visitors, and she wants me to come over. And,
No, they're very smart at how they go about it.
They are. But you know what? There is trouble in paradise, because those two don't really get along that well.
No.
And that's another aspect of this movie that I really liked, that there is still that power dynamic in between these two psychopaths.
Yeah, Paul keeps calling Peter fatty.
Yes, he does.
And Peter doesn't like that.
He tells him to stop calling him fatty all the time. And I think he changes it up and calls him another insult. I can't remember what, though. Yeah. But that I thought was interesting because, of course, they're still going to have, like, conflict between the two of them. They're incredibly unbalanced people.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that it never really explains what's wrong with them or why they do that.
Yeah.
I think it makes it more scary.
So there was a moment that I took a note of when they asked, why are you doing this? He says really quickly, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And I thought that was like that moment in The Strangers.
For sure.
But done better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you doing this to us?
Because we can.
Because you were home.
Oh, because you were home. That is it. Because you were home.
Yeah, but this I think is cleaner and simpler and just more scary.
And also more realistic.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? And also just more flippant. He's like, I'm not explaining myself to you.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
He's not even hiding his face.
No.
And that's what makes it scary. Because the strangers, not to go too much on a tangent, is a fear of getting caught. Whereas these dudes, they have no fear. That they're ever going to get caught.
The only thing that I think they take in the way of precautions is the gloves. They both wear white gloves,
gloves,
there's no fingerprints.
The gloves, and I think the phone was done on purpose.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, dropping it in there. But otherwise, they're like friendly, frontward facing people. That's how they get into your house.
Yeah, and the white gloves is the part that started to scare me a lot. Just seeing people wearing like white little museum gloves. I'm like, okay, it's a summer stay.
It's interesting that
freaky.
They chose white because normally white means purity.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because they're like the least pure people.
You kind of like expect them to get covered with blood by the end of
Yes.
this. I think their hands stay clean.
They do.
I don't think that they ever get a drop of blood on them.
They never do.
Nope.
Yeah.
So they shoot poor Georg Jr. from a distance. They just drop her off the boat. I mean, my God.
They're calculated.
Yeah.
It's random, but not random because they chose this area, all gated, far away. It was established by the family's drive.
Oh, yeah. There was a moment way earlier on in the movie that I really liked when Georg Sr. hears his dog stop barking with a yelp. And he gets off the boat and he just knocks off a knife. Like maybe he notices it or maybe he doesn't, but it's a clear I don't need this, I'm perfectly safe. This is my house,
Yeah.
Like, he's not taking any kind of precautions, even though he heard something kind of suspicious just then. Like,
it's almost like the theme of the movie.
you think you're safe, you're not. Yeah.
You're never truly safe in this world.
Ever. And like I said, like this was one of my scariest movie picks because I hate home invasion movies. I think they will always be
something
the
you
scariest.
should know about Devin for future
yes,
episodes.
yes, home invasion movies and zombies.
When we do the episode on our favorite home invasion movies,
No!
That's going to be a fun one for you.
Oh, I'm going to make Devin watch the French film Inside. She's going to
okay,
hate
No!
it.
I don't like the sound of this already.
I'm definitely making you watch either Hush or No One Will Save You.
Oh God, that both
Yeah.
sounds so scary.
One of them's Mike Flanagan,
Okay.
pretty like standard home invader movie, and then the other one is an alien home invasion movie, which is fantastic. So,
But yes, and Funny Games for me is a very like grounded. Why it's so scary is it really could just happen. They're just two dudes asking for something so simple as eggs. It could be like ingredients. And when I was a little kid, I was maybe 16. Okay, a little kid when I was a teenager. But I just remember this woman knocked on our family door and asked to borrow our phone to make a call, and I thought that was the weirdest thing. You know, considering everyone had cell phones. So I'm like, okay. And we were eating a family dinner. It was like 6 p.m. and my parents were like, okay. So they closed the door, locked it, and then handed her the phone, and my dad waited by the door the whole time so she could make her phone call. Because I just remember that feeling, and then seeing the Funny Games trailer later on, I'm like, yeah, no.
oh, well, you know what it reminded me of? The sequence in Weapons when Aunt Gladys worms her way into Principal Marcus's home. Can I spoil this? What do we think? Weapons is a pretty new one.
If you've seen Weapons, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't,
you can just do a spoiler warning.
spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
Okay.
So skip ahead a bit if you haven't seen it. Amazing movie. And the amazing villain of the movie, who I'm just going to stay vague about, she has this scene where she's going to a target's house, basically. Somebody that she is going to use for her own purposes. And she arrives all in like a tizzy, basically. She comes in being like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. You know, she was supposed to meet him earlier, and she's like, I lost track of time. I was on the wrong side of town. I've had to hike here. And she uses like his own politeness against him of saying like, I'm thirsty, you know, like I've been walking all day. Can I come in? And he goes, of course you can come in. And he lets her in. And she just keeps pushing it, but there's still like that plausible deniability there, like in Funny Games.
Yeah, you're right. This movie felt like it inspired so many movies in the 21st century.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like, she's asking at one point to borrow water, and he's like, okay. And she says, could you give it to me in a bowl?
Yeah, which is weird.
But he's like, a bowl? And she's like, oh, it's just a quirk of mine.
Yeah.
You know? And I won't spoil it, but she does want it in a bowl for a very nefarious purpose.
Yes.
But because it's just something that's a little off, but only a little, and you don't know, you don't have the context, you can't see into the future.
It seems harmless.
Yeah. Until it's not.
A cup, whatever.
And I also think it's like, when horror, it's just using people's politeness, or the way we're raised and told to act against you. It's like you help other people for very simple things like sugar, water, eggs. Yeah. So it's just doing the neighborly, nice person thing to do.
Yeah, and some people will use that against you.
Yeah.
Now, did this film come out before or after the original Speak No Evil? I think it was before.
This would be before, I feel. 1997? Let's see.
Yeah, that was another movie that this really reminded me of and probably inspired.
Oh, this is definitely way before Speak No Evil, yeah. Oh my god, Speak No Evil, that's a whole other...
Yeah, so are you guys talking about the remake of Speak No Evil?
I'm talking about the original.
Okay, I haven't seen the original, because that's a European movie.
Yeah,
I think it's Dutch.
Dutch, huh? Yeah. So does it stick like... Is it a very similar vibe to Funny Games?
It's a similar vibe.
It's similar vibe. Yeah, it's Danish.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very similar vibe.
Would you say it's shot similarly? Because I think there's like a European-ness to the way that this movie is shot. Like, especially in the camera.
Definitely.
Camera's usually like quite still. And the frames are wide and the color grade as well. I mean, I'm sure that just comes from like the locations, but everything feels very like a nice, rich like
warm.
beige and browns. Yeah,
I would
warm
say
tones.
yes.
Because that's also interesting you bring that up, Tom, because the original 1997 one is a lot warmer for funny games, whereas the 2007 one's a bit more cold. And it's American, it's more like bluey cold. Bluey, and then there's
Bluey.
Speak No Evil, the Danish one, is warmer than the North American one.
Right.
And then there's this German horror film, Ich Sehe, but then the one in English, I think it's like Mommy something.
Good Night, Mommy?
Good Night, Mommy. Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
originally a German one, Ich Sehe. And the German one, you can tell it's a European film by the way it's shot and it being warmer and stuff. So, interesting note.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Speak No Evil, I've only seen the remake. I would recommend that one, though. I mean, I don't know if it stacks up to the original.
I
The
think they're
original
different.
is better, I would say. It's also a bit more of an intense film,
Okay.
which is usually the case with foreign
Yeah.
films. I feel like the foreign original version is always more cutthroat
Right.
than the
Literally.
American remake.
Well, I can imagine that the remake of Funny Games is like so much more extreme and slick would be the word I would say.
It is shot for shot.
2007.
Yeah.
Shot for shot.
Shot for shot by the same guy.
Oh, it's by the same guy.
Yeah, it's by
Okay.
Michael again, and
Interesting.
just made it for an American audience, but shot for shot.
Oh,
That's
okay.
interesting that he would do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that one thing that makes me say slicker and all that is just their choice of actors.
Oh, yeah, and the camera equipment and all
For
of
sure.
that for sure.
More
Yeah.
polished.
Yeah, 10 years
Mhm.
later.
Like, I would say that Funny Games, these actors just look like regular people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that makes a big difference for making this feel like a real story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just seem like people you can pass in the street, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure in the remake, I can't remember who it is, but I did do a quick check.
Mhm.
They look like celebrities, you know?
I
because
think
they
it
are.
is a
Nicole
something.
Kidman?
It's somebody.
Maybe
Is it a
it's
pet? Is it
Naomi
Michael?
Watts.
Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
You're right.
So Naomi Watts, yeah. And she is like an actress. She
Yes.
looks like an actress.
And you recognize her, she's famous.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So there is like that
Yeah, and it's Michael Pitt as the
psychological,
guy.
subconscious like message that what you're watching is a movie,
Yeah.
whereas you didn't get that in 1997
Oh,
Funny
no.
Games. No.
No.
So are we all talked out on Funny Games? I just want to see if I had any more miscellaneous thoughts. Quick deals here. I hate the way the dog falls out of the car.
Yeah, just plops on the ground and then the mom just goes like, ugh.
The cut,
Yeah.
like the quick cut after it falls on the ground, I was just like, and there again is the mean sense of humor in this movie, the way he's doing warmer and colder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way he's saying it is
Warmer,
so
colder.
annoying.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed at that moment, but I still kind of liked it because it's just good filmmaking, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love the lighting of the hide and seek part, you know, when Georg Jr. is running around in the upstairs. Like, I think that's just fantastic, the way he keeps turning on and off the lights.
Yeah, that
And,
is creepy.
Like, ferrying him around place to place, because I think he's, like, totally at ease. He knows he's going to find him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also play the music again. You remember that?
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I'm going to turn on some music for us.
Mhm. So that's like the only
Thanks.
diegetic use. Yeah, they bring in that song. I can imagine that's their favorite song. This is what Peter and Paul like fall asleep to every night.
So, Devin, since this is your pick, what are the scariest moments in the film for you?
Honestly, one of the scariest moments for me is straight up someone being at the front door, like knocking and asking for somebody. It's like, I don't know who you are. And then them crossing the line into the house.
Yeah.
That just unnerves me because sometimes people do that and they mean nothing of it, but it automatically asserts a power. And it's like, I'm in your zone and I don't care. So that scares me. And the egg dropping, it's definitely the opening scene, as well as I don't like anything to do with bones breaking, which is great that I love horror film. It's like, honestly, the opening is probably the scariest part for me, right up until the 25-minute thing, because then now I know I'm in it.
I'm with you there.
Building up to being in it is so much scary, because it's like, you know, when you have those moments when you're really, really scared and you're like walking down the street at night and you're like, oh gosh, is that person following me? And then they're not, and then you can feel relaxed.
Yeah.
But this is just the build up to that, and you know you're only 25 minutes into the movie. It's going to get worse. But then after that, at least I know it's bad. Whereas leading up to it, I'm like, it's going to be
When is
really bad.
It's gonna happen.
And then the next moment for me is when she thinks she got away.
Oh, yeah.
For me too,
Yeah.
I think when you think she got away,
Yeah.
but then there's like the car scene,
Yeah.
and then it comes back to
Yeah.
the dad, and he's just sitting in the chair,
Yeah.
and then you see the golf ball roll
Oh my
in,
goodness,
and you're
yes.
like, oh fuck.
There's never been a
okay.
scarier golf ball in film.
Yeah,
Ever.
and you just hear him. What does he say? He's like, "We're not done with the games" or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah. So it's those moments because it's like possible reprieve. No.
Mm-hmm.
And again, somebody dropping eggs. It's like, okay, I'm uncomfortable. I'm
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And that is funny games. They're not funny, but it is a game.
There are games.
Yeah.
There are games to be had.
Well,
Are we all depressed?
Yeah.
I think we
so
are.
What are we
Yeah.
going to talk about next week, guys?
yeah, this concludes this
This
week's
week's-
topic of scariest films we've watched. There will for sure be a part 2,
Mhm.
3, 4, a billion.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, stay tuned for those. Next week, I think.
Should we decide what we're doing next
Yeah,
week?
let's decide on the live right now. We have.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to show you guys the spreadsheet after. Halloween Horror Final Girl.
Mm.
Ooh, Canadian horror.
Yeah, Canadian horror.
We are Canadian, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, we are
We
Canadian, based in Vancouver, BC.
Like, we have a certain monsters, favorite posters, holiday horrors, exploitation. We could even do our favorites.
And what is
Ooh.
releasing in January as well?
We have, oh, funny, you should ask. I have a movie schedule for every horror movie
Oh,
coming out
beautiful.
this year. So The Plague, We Bury the Dead, 28 Years Later, as well as Return to Silent Hill. And then we
Mhm.
go into February at Priscilla.
Okay. There's a movie called Primate. Have you
yeah.
guys seen some trailers for that?
No, I haven't.
It's an ape-based horror movie.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like a family that has a raised
Oh,
chimpanzee.
No.
Bad
Rookie mistake.
They obviously haven't watched Nope. And cool, I would be down to watch that. I think that's coming out Jan 9th, so that's
Okay.
pretty soon.
Should we reveal our topic maybe later then?
Yeah, sure.
It's a surprise.
It's a
Maybe
surprise.
what do you guys want us to talk about on
Yeah.
the next episode?
That's the other thing. Please
Maybe
let us know.
we'll take a suggestion.
Yes, we will.
Well, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back, and we'll review some movies. We'll do some more fun topics.
Yes.
Well, I'm Emily,
I'm Devin.
And I'm Tom.
and this has been Whispers
Whispers.
in the Woods.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.